My name is Kristina Smith, and I was married to Joe Smith. Joe was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer when he was 36. We were 7 months pregnant at the time, expecting our firstborn son. Joe and I were in the hospital for 13 days to go through initial surgeries and have his entire colon removed. Shortly after, Porter was born in August, and a week after he was born, we found out it had already spread to his liver. At that point, there was no other options other than do chemo just to prolong life. And through chemo, different chemo, oral, IV, surgeries, pill form, Joe lost his battle with cancer on October the 26th. He was able to make it for our son's first Christmas and Thanksgiving, and his first crawls and first words. And he passed away when Porter was 14 months old. We were in the hospital what seemed like once a month for usually a week to 2 weeks at a time. But day to day, I'm a teacher and I'm a basketball coach, and we have a newborn son, and I have a husband at home that can't get out of bed. He's sick, he can't eat. He's got a huge open gaping wound in his abdomen, and I'm changing his wound care while I'm juggling a brand new baby at home. I'm still trying to keep the house up and the yard mowed, and I may have a baby on my lap while I'm mowing the yard, and he's yelling at me to get in the house because he's gotten sick and he can't get out of bed. It was a lot to juggle. You've got a brand new baby, should be the happiest time of your life, but you're fighting cancer with your husband and watching him slip further away every single day. We had heard of Together Forever through a teacher that I worked with, and that's when I reached out to the organization and spoke with Melissa and Ryan. At that point, I told Joe, hey, there's this organization, and do you remember Skylar? Because Skylar was around the same age as Joe's daughter, and so we were familiar with the story and the journey that they had went through. When I told him that it was vacation that they could provide, he was like, there was nothing else that could make me feel better. No medicine, no not taking chemo, we just need a break. And I said, I totally agree. Once we got into it and I met Melissa to get started with the vacation, I told Joe everything, what our options were, and he was beyond thrilled just to be able to get out of the house, because we didn't leave the bed or the bedroom unless we were going to chemo or to a doctor's appointment. And those 3 days were probably the best 3 days that Joe had through this whole journey. The peace on his face is something I will never forget, ever. And the smiles that we had for 3 days. We had a good 3 days, a solid good 3 days, and we didn't have 3 days together that were ever good. We might have had an hour. We were lucky to have 8 hours that were good. But we had a solid good 3 days that he didn't hurt. And then when we were able to do family pictures, that's something that I'll never, ever have to live without for our son, to be able to tell him about his dad. In the midst of that, we went to Dixie, and just having pictures of my son on his dad's lap, so excited to be able to see the production and laugh, and to get to go out to eat, and to get to go to the pool and play with our son. Those are all things that would not have been possible had we not been able to be a part of this organization and to be able to experience a real vacation away from our home. And I will forever remember that.